You know, nature's amazing. Look at nature. This little guy. Oh, I don't have my camera settings high because I want to be able to upload the videos quickly, so they don't have a stable connection. Um, so the crows are around. So now the fools have started coming out. I don't know if they're fools or not, but they're agents and stuff. Slapping, kicking, punching. A guy with a military cap on, um, monitors, agents. Um, you know, you might have people come over and start yelling. Now there's two people sitting on the bench in front of me. Now, listen, again, I'm not saying that they have anything to do with me. What I'm saying is that it's no coincidence that uh, if a plan doesn't work out, that they send out their agents and they just happen to be around. Um, you know, and it's happened so many times to me. Uh, where they'll come and basically just mess with your life. And one of the major things that I've realized that they've done is they try to steal your motivation. So, say you get real motivated for something, you want to go do something. They'll start draining your energy so that you can't go do it. And so you feel really lazy and just unmotivated. And they take that motivation for themselves. And can you imagine what happens to a whole community of people who've been targeted for their energy to be stolen, their motivation and their love? And I mean, like, so, and then you do like you do a super attack. You mess with their air, you mess with their food, you mess with their education, you mess with their genetics by tampering with you know injections and stuff like that. Um, giving people vaccines. You know, and then on the spiritual level, you take away their ability to connect with the greatest one. Then you steal their motivation, you steal their energy, you steal their smarts, you start messing with their brain scans, then you start doing genetic testing on them. I mean, like when the lists come out, when people start realizing what type of messed up job they've done to people. And right now I'm hearing things like, "Oh, it's your fault," or "Get over it." And they say stuff like that because they don't have any souls. They lack souls. They lack love and empathy for people. And apparently they're the chosen ones or whatever, or whoever cares. Um, I can feel right now that they've probably done some energy draining. You know, it's and I've talked about this before, but it's just it's quite an amazing thing because it's like they got a book full of bullshit, and they will just run down the list of things to do to hurt people, and it just doesn't end. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going. And I've come across some of these people. I've lived with them, and I've participated in their lives, and they really, they really are just scary. Um, and so they don't want you bettering yourself. They don't want you being better in any possible way. And so I'm sure there's going to be, and it's like, again, like a matrix system, like a superorganism. Like, oh, if this plan doesn't work, then the ultimate thing to do is to call the cops and have our cops attack them. And just in case y'all can see, I definitely am putting them on camera a little bit. That's one of the most annoying things that I have experienced. That, it's like they've got this evil force of people, of entities that take care of their dirty business. Um, I mentioned earlier there's a video of this guy who who spoke out against the I think it was the Portland Police Department or something like that. Asian guy. He caught the police using a scanner and scanning everyone's license plate in a poor neighborhood. When they go to the store, go to certain stores, and then would pull them over, and take the merchandise or whatever, or issue them tickets, like we're just being malicious. And this, again, that happens all over the country. They scan your cell phone, they scan your license plate number, they know who you are, they have you under surveillance. That's another thing with this whole thing, like when I was mentioning that they inject you with viruses, they steal your spiritual energy, they hurt you in so many different ways, and then they use this horrible police force to enact their wrath against you, meaning that they will use them to shoot you, intimidate you, and put fear into you. And so basically, when you hear a siren behind you, what's your immediate reaction? Fear. So that means that these jinn are definitely in the police officers, or portals for them. They are designed specifically to create fear into people. Anyway, so, and these police officers, this guy found out that they were doing this, and he wrote about it. He did an article about it, and immediately started getting harassed. The police officers would come to his house and just stand by his house, and he has them all on video camera, by the way. They actually entered his garage and broke into his car. They would sit across the street, and force a bunch of them and just intimidate the hell out of them. Little did he know that they're Masonic brothers that worship these jinn and are probably family members with them. Okay, and will hurt you. Will hurt you if you don't do what they say. And so next, he has video of them showing up in a van and shooting an infrared camera into his house, so that they could find out if he was home, possibly so that they can plant pornography, child porn, or frame him for something. I mean, we're dealing with crazy people here. That if they can't catch you with something, they're gonna frame you, and they're gonna use their law-abiding police officers to do it. Oh, look, now there's definitely more people coming. So I guess they had an operation that didn't work. They want to know why. Maybe they want to meet the person who was a part of it. I don't know. And I'm not trying to be narcissistic or anything like that. Seriously, it's just they do extraordinary things. Like I'm mentioning in this story, you would never believe that police officers would sit around setting people up, shooting infrared cameras into your house to find out if you're home so they can break in. And so he has them on video shooting the camera, and then they couldn't determine, so then they called a second source. They called someone to see if he was like at work or something like that, and they found out he was home, and so they drove off. Then he has video of the cops actually, well, not the cops, but what happens is that now they decided to tamper with his video system, so that 20 minutes went missing, and they entered his home. Obviously you can't prove, but the camera is action sensitive, so as soon as it motion sensitive, so as soon as someone comes in, oh yeah, they did something to me. As soon as someone comes in, comes near the camera, it turns right on. So what happened is like 20 minutes he actually shows that in the camera, like it just went blank for 20 minutes. So 20 minutes went missing. So he assumed that they entered his house, and he has video of them just loitering by his house and like looking over the gate and putting stuff over the gate. And then so ultimately what happened is that the guy started getting scared, and he was twittering and doing stuff on his Facebook. And he has a YouTube page also. He has video of this, all this stuff as video. He has it on his, he asked people, someone who's a gun owner, to please come and help him, please. A registered gun owner, please stay. Does anyone want to kind of camp out in my house because I think they're going to kill me? And he said this multiple times. Then it turns out, within the next 2 days, he dies by stab wounds. He ends up having stab wounds in his back and his abdomen, and his house is torched, put on fire. So I only list this story, amongst dozens, foundations of stories of how they fucking fuck with us. Anyone who goes against their status quo, anyone who doesn't listen to what they say. And I'm personally very confused as to how I haven't been murdered by the cops yet. They just put me in jail. I'm surprised I haven't been murdered yet. I'm sure they've tried in different ways. There's got to be an order to things, I'm sure. Maybe if you've become a spiritual person, you get maybe it's genetic lines. Maybe it wants to become aware. I don't know. But I know the idea is to either clone you and get rid of you and force you into servitude. That is quite... Hey, it's a hummingbird. That is quite the scary thing. And I've been around some of these people. And yes, they lack souls. Yes, they lack love. Yes, they lack empathy. But the scary part is that they got control and power. They've got money. And when you put someone like that in charge of an innocent population, you're going to get an abomination. You're going to get the abomination. And you see it, when people are worshiping the Kardashians and, watching priests diddle little kids and seeing how military drone strike 50 civilians and ISIS destroying, everywhere but Israel. You can't talk shit you can't be an anti-Semite, but they're sitting around sterilizing black Ethiopian Jews. You've got Nazis and you got negative entities everywhere. And when I see them do a military operation, when I experience it, it's so just eye-opening that they believe that I would even want. I mean, maybe they don't care what I want, but it's so just, it's hard to fathom how anyone could ever want to be a part of their system, because it's just so freaking horrible. And I might move a little bit. They got the cutter coming around. Anyway, so as you can tell, been under some form of attack, maybe some type of electromagnetic attack. My voice is slurring a little bit for no reason, and it's hard for me to think. They do stuff like this to you, and it's just a constant thing. Peace out, fam.